Yeah, just about as groovy as a 10-cent movie. I'm your man, Calvin Gibbs, and you're listening to Drama Talk Radio. As you know, Drama Talk Radio is the show where the word drama, DRAMA, stands for developing real and moving art. We're so happy, blessed, and pleased that you're listening to this episode of Drama Talk Radio because I have with me a very good friend of mine. He is known within the Chicago blues community. He's been around for a while, and he is known as the Harp Monster. Please welcome to Drama Talk Radio, Michael D. Bryant. Harp, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you, Calvin. Thank you so very much. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man, we're going to get right to it because on a particular job that you and I worked at when we first met, you were actually giving me during lunchtime some lessons on how to play the harmonica. And I was really getting into it for a while, and then through circumstances, we found ourselves not being employed in the same place at the same time. But how long have you been playing the harmonicas?
Well, I'll tell you like this. I started in my sophomore year in high school. So that's quite a while.
Okay, okay. And how long were you involved in it in Chicago? I mean, as far as the blues community.
Well, after high school and a few years, I left the Chicago area and I came back in 87. And around 89, I started hanging out with musician friends. And then I went pro in about 1994.
Okay. And I know that you had a belt that had several harmonicas in there. How many did that hold?
12.
12. Okay.
12 harmonicas. Yeah.
Okay. And what ranges did they go from and to?
Well, they basically were tuned like the keys on a piano. So C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat, B.
Okay.
Like that.
Fantastic. Now I'm a fan of the blues, you know, and
Okay.
I think it's one of the well, they say that all music brings people together, but I've been to the Blues Fest here in Chicago in the summers, and man, you talk about a melting pot of people. What do you think it's about that it is about the blues that brings people together?
Well, uh, I think it's a music that's very easy to understand and interpret, and it has an earthiness about it, as well as uh, a passion that people can easily recognize in it.
Okay.
And
Plus, 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 they
like,
tell stories about just life, things that happen, heartbreak, things that don't go well, love, you know, things like that. Something that's relatable, both in the Black experience and every other culture, right?
absolutely. And also, it tells about the happy times too, because all blues is not uh, sobbing and tears. Blues also is it has a happy side too, a joyful side.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Several years ago, I'm going to say more than 10 years ago, you were in a play that was to me very unique because it was done in a tavern on the south side of
Oh yeah.
Chicago called "When the Blues Were when the blues was red hot.
I was there when the blues was red hot.
There you go. There you go.
Written by Fernando Jones.
Yes, the great Chicago legend, blues legend, Fernando Jones. How was
Oh yeah.
that? How was that experience playing as part of a play rather than part of a show, a concert, or a
Like
set?
in a theater or on stage or something.
Right.
It was a unique experience, It really was. Being in the bar, and we were pretending to drink and stuff, but actually, I drank a little beer for real, and it was just really a wonderful experience.
Yeah, and that was real to life. The fact that it was in a bar in a tavern made it all of the surroundings was very relevant to the story. You can go to a play and you're separated from the actual set, and the set is where everything is happening, and you're in the audience. But there, it felt like you were actually part of the show, and I really, really enjoyed that. So,
Wow.
so Mike, you have kind of transitioned from playing the harmonica so much, and you're
Yeah.
now doing a lot of work in the video broadcasting community. Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
that.
Um, I kind of branched off a little bit, took time off the stage, and morphed into like filming uh, filming my friends' performances, and that morphed into like broadcasting, live broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube for time, and I developed a passion for it, so I'm delving deeper into that to express my talents and grow my talents with live broadcasting.
Okay, so let me ask,
Mobile broadcasting,
mobile video broadcasting.
yes,
Got you. So basically, if you go to a show, you would ask um, the lead person if you can
yes,
videotape them.
yeah, I would. And you know what, Calvin? I could say out of 99% of the time, they gave me an emphatic yes, you can. Please broadcast us.
Okay.
So, um, what I do has been seen by so many people that they know what I do, and they embrace me wholeheartedly, and I enjoy that connection with these artists and bands.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen your work as well. I could be home watching TV on a Saturday night, living this sedentary life, and then my phone will, send a signal, and I look and it says Harp is broadcasting. So I'll click on and check it out. I'm like, oh, okay, he's at some show somewhere. But I was under the impression that you were actually waiting for your turn to go on stage. I didn't know that you were
Oh no,
actually broadcasting. So that's the interesting part.
yeah, I was the cameraman
Okay.
in most of those situations. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in this age that we live in, everybody has a cell phone and whatnot. I think it's unique that you actually would go to them and ask for permission to broadcast it, because anybody with a phone would do the same thing. And what do you think separates you from them besides the asking for permission? What degree of professionalism um, separates you guys?
Well, for me, is first of all, I try to broadcast in a cinematic manner, meaning that my images and broadcasts are more stable. There's less jitter uh, within my broadcast, and a little bit more enhanced audio too. And I tend to follow the music a little bit, not a little bit. Um, I tend to follow the special parts of a song or performance. And I also like to do something that I really, really love doing. And I call it um, taking my audience into the office of the person I have on camera. And what I mean by that is because I I use a smartphone to videotape and broadcast. For some reason or manner, I'm able to get closer to the artist in a manner where you can see their eyes up close, their facial expressions, the stubble on their face, and the look of concentration, as well as pleasure on their face when they perform. So I step inside the personal space and broadcast from that perspective. It creates a connection between the artist and the viewer, I would hope.
Okay, so whereas everybody else is like in the audience on the floor, you're actually up there with
Right.
them, getting up close and personal.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I would imagine
And
that that would be a better presentation.
yeah, it's a special place to be granted access to a band uh, that close and like that. But generally speaking, mostly everyone that I have put on camera, most of them, they know me personally, and a lot of them have seen the work that I do. So it helps me and it helps them too. So
Okay, okay,
that's my approach. Mhm.
okay. Are you specializing in any special genre of music, or are you doing blues only?
No, 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 no. Calvin, I love music. I love music. So, initially, me being a blues musician, I had, enjoyed friendships with the blues artists. So I would pick on them first.
Hmm.
But then um I decided to broaden my scope. So I started doing hip hop and morphed into jazz. And um, even though I've only done a little bit, I have an appreciation for gospel too.
Okay, okay,
So those are the genres.
okay. Well, I might be able to make a connection for you with the gospel thing, but we'll talk about that because my wife Ansonia has her podcast going. It's called Let's Talk Gospel Music Go. I'm sorry, Gospel Music Gold. And yes, this is a shameless plug, but she may be able to help you with your introduction into the gospel world with video broadcasting. So once you have the video, Mike, what do you do with it? I mean, once you have the live video and it's done, show's over, what do you do with the footage?
Well, I save everything. So somewhere in Facebook land and over on YouTube, and now starting in Instagram, I save everything. I have a folder on almost every artist that I broadcast, especially those that I broadcast regularly, and those sometimes that I don't. I have a folder, and so I collect their broadcast videos in these folders. And with Facebook, there's a function that's called memories. So the previous years videos and broadcasts pop up to me, and I like to rebroadcast those again. So I collect them, and thus far I think I have over like maybe 1,700 different
Wow.
video broadcasts.
Wow. So you uh, rebroadcast them on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Any other platforms?
No, just those three currently.
Okay. Okay. So, Mike, as far as uh, people out there that may want to get started in doing something similar, do you have any advice for them how to get started doing live broadcasting?
Oh, certainly. Well, actually, my broadcasting is based off the smartphone platform, and I use the iPhone 10. I know there's 11 and 12, but I'm sticking with the 10 for a while. And to also stabilize your images, and if necessary, you might need additional lighting, and also you might need to enhance your audio through auxiliary microphones, and that would be the basics right there.
Okay, very
And have
good.
plenty of backup power. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because I would imagine that takes a lot of juice.
it does. And I carry plenty auxiliary with me.
Okay. Now, when you broadcast these live sessions, how long do you video each session?
Generally, generally, uh, I do from top to bottom whenever I get there. Some artists, I got to be the first one there, and then I broadcast as long as I possibly can until they come off stage, that kind of thing. Others, on occasions, I might do 2 or 3 broadcasts at different locations during the city. So I spend an hour and a half at each location and do it like that.
Okay, very good. So, Mike, thinking forward, if you could get a dream made into reality with this video live broadcasting, what would it be for you? Where would it take you?
Or what would it look like?
Or what would it look
It
like?
would
Yeah.
look like a big van that would have mobile lights, um, lights 2 or 3. I would have several microphones. I would have field recording equipment, field recording sound equipment, and a cinema camera with better lenses for capturing, and a wider audience, a broader audience, and I will cover more broadly the music scene here in Chicago
Okay.
and elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because yeah, it's very important that we historically um, capture events, not only for our personal pleasure now, but for generations down the line. So who knows?
absolutely.
So who knows who you may inspire or give information to 10, 20 years from now. And I think you're doing a great job with that. If anybody out there has any field equipment, any any mics that you can help Mike out with, Mike, where can they contact you?
They can contact me on my Facebook profile at James Bryant, or they can search me up as Harpmonster. I'm easy to reach on
Okay.
Instagram uh, as Chicago Harpmonster,
Hmm.
and on Facebook as James Bryant. And
Okay.
so yeah, you can reach me like that.
Okay. Now I got to go back one more thing because I'm such a fan of you playing the harp,
Oh,
and I want to know, when are you going to get back in that? Is that like a done deal with you? Please,
no,
please,
no, 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 no,
please
no,
don't tell me
no,
no. Please don't tell
don't,
me no. Okay, 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 okay. So, what's your plans for
no.
that?
Oh, well, uh, here lately I got an offer to play in a band, uh, and I decided to accept because otherwise I was out here alone, out on a limb, all by myself. So I got invited in to a project, and I'm following through with that. With Kaz, the musician, who is Vance Kelly's drummer. He has a live music venue of which I will be going to shortly. It's on the west side, and it's called Jamming on 290, and that's where we are. We broadcast outdoors in a tent,
Mm,
and to be COVID safe, outdoors, and everybody wears masks. So it's a live venue, performance space with heat. So we do that every Sunday about 5:30. The doors open
okay,
till about like 10 or 11. Mm-hmm.
okay. Now, with the winter coming in Chicago, is that still going to be going on?
Yes, he's committed to that. He's committed to that. We have heat now. It gets warm in there. It gets quite warm in there. Let me tell you.
Okay,
So this
okay.
shirt,
Uh-huh.
that'll be all that I'll be wearing, and I might perspire while I'm in there. But
Wow.
yeah, definitely have heat, and some munchies and beverages. So it's a comfortable experience. Being there.
Okay.
We still continue on and be uh, spaced 6 feet apart with the mask. Everybody wears masks, that kind of thing.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know because we know the Hawk out here in Chicagoland is no joke. so that
Absolutely.
so that's good to hear. And more importantly than that, it's great to know that you will be back to enrich the Chicago music industry community because I'm a fan of Harpmonster. Have been way a long time ago, and I will never ever forget those lessons of playing the harmonica uh, around the side of the building and at Com Disco. And one day when I finish up these projects I have to do, when I finally have time to sit down and relax and focus on something, I will pick it up again. And when I do, I'll be thinking of you, and I'll even contact you and ask for help.
Oh, hey, I'm always here. As a matter of fact, Calvin, we could do lessons just like this
All right. Yeah, virtual lessons. Virtual
when you have the time.
virtual lessons. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
okay, well now that I know that, I'm going to work on creating some free time just for that. I'm a very busy guy right now, but yeah, things are not going to be busy always. So I will definitely keep you in
Right,
mind.
right.
I will definitely keep you
You
in
do
mind.
that.
Harp Monster, you are definitely developing real and moving art. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me, Calvin. I appreciate it very much.
It's my pleasure. And I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. And it's always imparting that we take two steps to the rear and get on out of here until the next episode of Drama Talk Radio. Exit stage left.